Okay, VF02. Okay, let's check a billing document and see how many tables are being accessed over here. First, I will access from here F1.
अब इसी सेकंड में हम ये ऊपर अकाउंटिंग में जाते हैं, तो अपने अकाउंट्स में जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स पड़े हुए थे वो दिखाए थे। यहाँ पे जाता हूँ तो वो मुझे कहता
Just a
है
minute.
कि
Okay, from here, I will go to technical information, and this is VBRK table, and the field name is VBLN, which is a table for this program. There can be multiple tables uh, in access within this program. Okay, so billing document number is VBLN, billing document number. And if I click F1 over here, okay, technical information. In technical information, I have this table, VBRP Matner. This is next table, another table, and field name is material number Matner. Okay, so multiple tables are being accessed through one program. Okay, now pair table will be different. F1. Now pair table is KURGV. Field name is KUNNR. Okay, so table and field, this is another table. So the thing is, one program can access multiple tables. That is the underlying concept. Let's go for accounting. And accounting will have different tables. So multiple tables. The journal entry has not been created. So there is no accounting document. Okay. So every field is basically coming from a table. Let's start with our lecture. Now, this is the architecture of SAP. And the middleware where the ABAP program logic actually sits and resides is where the dispatcher is a part of the ABAP application server, where various requests coming from the screens from the user end are basically handled at this level. And the dispatcher assigns the jobs to work processes, and those work processes basically work to process the logic. The work process that we have will be different coming from the user side. Dialog, background jobs, pull request, routing messages, funnel messages. So these are basically some of the services the middleware is basically executing. The ABAP dispatcher has quite a lot of jobs to handle and execute, of which some will update the database, some will run transactions in the background or processes, some will have authorization work to do. And the dispatcher is basically communicating with various protocols. Some are internet protocols, some are basically integration protocols, some are gateways. Okay. Server is basically communication between dispatchers. The gateway readers actually enables communication between SAP systems and external systems. Internet communication is basically accessing the SAP servers and transactions through internet gateway. What is the user context that we saw over here? The context over here is basically user data, some default values like current settings, authorizations. Okay. The dispatcher basically is communicating through work process and assigning the jobs and the request. Over here, the work process has various internal segments for Some are screen processors, some are interpreters, some are database interpreters. And the work process has its own internal memories. Okay. And the task handler basically is switching between jobs, switching between the execution of the process. And basically these are uh, another layer of processes at the database level where, of course, it will access tables, dictionary objects, and the user context as well. Database layer, it's a central database, okay, and it consists of relational database. Application data is also there, but it also has administration data, customizing settings, source code is everything is stored over here. If we talk about dispatcher, it is basically the primary communication go-to resource for the SAP screens. Okay, and it has segments of processes, work processes to handle the request and process it with the database using these processes. Some are documents, some are backgrounds, some are spools, some are gateways. Okay. Now, buffer helps the speed of processing of user request, and it actually contains customizing data, currencies, components. These are default values, basically, it has. Okay. At the application level, which is the middleware, where the ABAP interpreter and dispatcher are basically communicating with the database directly or through the database interface using SQL, native SQL, or uh, through database interfaces on communication standard, which is SQL, okay, native SQL. So it is basically a client-server architecture. The fundamental task of ABAP programs to process data. It receives inputs from presentation layer and works with data presentation layer. I hope that was easy. Okay. Now let's commit some programs. Lecture. Okay. SC38. This is the program where we'll write it. Not responding it. Let me. Okay. SC38. Let's write a program ZT77. Second program, 19th October. And this is basically work processes, 19th October, executable. Okay, now we'll write a program. Okay, here we are, what we are doing, we are defining variables using the keyword data. Okay, the keyword is data in blue. Okay, and what is the variable? Variable is mact type, and table here is MAKT. Okay. Now this is instruction basically.
सर ये जो हमने टाइप डिक्लेयर की है MAKT, आई तो होती है इंटीजर, MAKT कौन सी टाइप है?
This is stable. This is stable.
टेबल।
This is stable. Okay.
क्योंकि सर हम वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं, वेरिएबल क्या, कि वेरिएबल की टाइप डिक्लेयर करते हैं जिस तरह इंटीजर थी टेबल्स, एंड द टाइप ऑफ दैट वेरिएबल इज AKT।
MAKT is a table.
MAKT is the table name in the SAP,
Yes,
in
this is
ABAP.
standard table in ABAP. Yes. Okay. And this instruction is basically what it is doing. It is instructing to select single record with all the fields from MAKT, which is table, into work area MAKT, where Matner equals 100, and then write and then give the output of this variable. Okay. So single record of all fields or contents from MAKT, load it into this variable MAKT, which is a copy of MAKT, when material number is equals 100. Okay. So what we'll do, parameters underscore Matner type Matner equals P underscore Matner. Okay. Because we don't have a material 100, so it will not return anything. Okay. Now this is parameters. Parameters which will take input from the users. Okay. Check.
Sir, the question is, in last program we declare variable by B underscore variable name, and now we are declaring the variable with name WA underscore MAKT.
WA is the
So MAKT is the variable name, and
this is the name, and this we'll be using in
W
advanced courses and advanced lectures as work area, which will work with internal tables. Okay. Object is activated. We'll see this. Don't get confused right now. Okay. PMatner. Now we
Okay.
will extract a parameter of material number, and the material number can be anything. Execute, and we have all the details of that material number. Okay. Its number 1078, its description, okay, and description in capital. So let's check what is MAKT. So how do you check MAKT? SC11 MAKT display. This is a transparent standard table of material description. Spras MACTEX MAKTG, which is description in capital in uppercase and material description in lowercase. Language key, material number, and client. Okay, this table has key fields. Now these are the key fields: client, number, and language. Now these are key primary fields, and these fields cannot be empty. It will have to be initialized every time. Okay, without this, the table will give error. I hope this is clear.